The inaugural session 1 episode of Hometown Heroes, the first Hunter 2nd edition game that we're doing in sort of celebration too of the Kickstarter that has been going. Last I heard from Numbers McGee, also known as Travis, he said we were close to like 2,000 of getting the next stretch goal, which was like backer available only limited t-shirts. So go check it out. If you enjoy the show and you want to have some Hunter experiences in your life, go to the link for the Kickstarter for Hunter 2nd edition. It's going to be awesome. I am your humble storytellers in the Chronicles of Darkness system. I am your humble storyteller, Conry. I am a editor-in-chief and co-owner of Devil's Luck Gaming. I'm your do-it-all-the-time storyteller, the chronic storyteller. One day I play things occasionally. So I'm going to be your master of ceremonies storyteller tonight, running the game itself. I have 4 wonderful players with me, and we're going to go around the horn, talking about who we are, where you can find us, and what you got going on that you would like the world to know about before we get started into this new game. Jackie, start us off.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage on the internet, and you can find me on Twitter at Death by Mage. And I am currently working on the Unbreakable Anthology, which is a Pan-Asian D&D 5e adventure anthology written by Asian writers and illustrated by Asian artists.
Very cool. Very cool. Everybody should go check that out. Fox, you're next.
I'm next. Hi, I'm Fox, at Fox_Barrett on Twitter, where you can find most of the stuff I work on. I am an internet weirdo. A lot of the times I stream RPGs over with Welcome to the Party.
Nope. My phone literally came in with you saying weirdo. That was very humorous.
Weirdo.
Weirdo. TK, who are you? Where can they find you? And what are you up to?
It's me. It's TK. Writing spooky stories, putting them on the internet. You can find them on my website, tkjwrites.com, or follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. This Friday, Valentine's Day, Tales from the Mists comes back to the Wizards D&D Twitch channel. It's going to be very exciting. It's season 3. So if you like Wild Wild West and the Mummy and the Rocketeer, then you will like this. Or you won't. Whatever. I'm not your dad, so live your life.
I'm into it. I'm Friday. Got to check that out.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy, and I have emerged from the dark recesses where I slumber once more to play Hunter.
Jeremy is a cryptid without advertisable social media, so you're good to go. All right. I love getting into this game. So, Hunter 2nd edition. I hope everybody's ready to have some fun. I haven't titled any of these episodes, so just consider this the beginning of episode 1. Our story takes place in the sleepy hamlet of Irvington. This is a town in upstate New York with a, I wouldn't call it checkered past, but a notorious past. You see, it used to be known by a much more popular name. They changed it because they wanted to reduce too many people showing up for tourist kind of attractions. This town used to be known as Sleepy Hollow. Washington Irving wrote the story that became so popular, and they changed the name of the town to honor him, and so that people would stop coming for asking where the Headless Horseman was. Little did they know, in the not so distant future, by most people's recollection, ancient history by American standards, we we find ourselves in a situation where tourism isn't a bad thing. So Irvington is kind of turned back to embracing the story, having Halloween festivities that just drip and bleed spooky, upstate kind of New Englandy almost horror to just bring in as many people to the local businesses as they can during such a, well, opportunistically lucrative time. Irvington is just just west of White Plains, New York on the Hudson. So if anybody wants to actually pull out a map for it, you don't have to. We find ourselves at the bottom of the valley, the little flat cusp of land before you hit the River Hudson. We find ourselves at a train station, Irvington Station, sitting in a rather drab, unremarkable black SUV, something that was probably picked up on auction after it had lived out its usefulness with a government agency, sits a coroner, awaiting the arrival of, we'll call them internet denizens that had been contacted to help him with a little bit of an issue. You see, in the past couple of months, bodies coming across his workstation have become rather noticeable for inconsistent consistencies, things that stand out from the usual, but also connect to many other things. Now, the other occupation that this gentleman happens to have is one of a hunter. There was an experience, a brush with the supernatural that led to a decision to take back the night from the creatures that would prey upon humanity. So, Dr. Jones awaits the arrival of the only backup that he could get on such short notice. When you go to the internet and look for hunters, a particular type of person responds. But these three that made the response in a particularly understanding way, who didn't just sound like somebody who had goggles and had seen Bigfoot once, or was convinced that the Jersey Devil was migrating north, which, by the way, that's not confirmed. Last we know, Jersey Devil is still in New Jersey. That Dr. Jones would need help looking into these things, and they sounded like they knew what they were talking about. So, sitting in his car, Dr. Jones sees the train roll up to Irvington Station, wheels squeaking on the rails, and, well, what is Dr. Jones wearing as he steps out of his car? What are we seeing?
Dr. Jones is honestly trying to look a bit inconspicuous this time, so just a very sort of a light jacket and very dull, drab, unremarkable colors, partially because that's all he owns.
Making his way up to the platform, or is he waiting by the car?
Out of the car, but still by it.
Okay. The three who had received their internet communications, some call it emails today, see this gentleman standing outside of his vehicle, stepping out of the train onto the platform. We see Jackie. Let us know what Tony looks like as he steps out onto the platform.
Sure. So Tony is getting off on the platform. He's about 5'10". He's a lean, Asian-looking person. He has at least 2 big duffel bags kind of on either side of him, and he's also carrying a small wheeled suitcase as well. And he seems to be kind of flustered a little bit because the wheel on the luggage had just caught on the bottom of the rail again, and it's really annoying, and he's been wanting to replace it forever.
So doing that constant like head over the shoulder, pull at it, maybe it'll click back in kind of a move. Not smooth, just struggling.
Struggling.
A little bit further down, stepping out, Fox, describe Holly to us.
Sure. Holly is a woman in her early 30s. She's been on the tall side, she's around 5'9". She's light-skinned, blue eyes, very light brown hair. She's dressed for whatever the weather is, honestly. So like
Autumnish kind of
autumnish.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she probably has like a gray hoodie on over like a green shirt and just like some really old, loose, comfortable jeans. She's carrying with her like just a bunch of stuff in like in a backpack, and she's got a little like a laptop case with her. And her hair is like pulled back into this braid that like goes down to like the middle of her back, and she just kind of like looks around and takes in the place a little bit as she gets off the train.
She notices ahead of her that that there's an Asian gentleman just having a hell of a go with the inordinate amount of equipment he seems to be bringing off of the train. This might be it's got to be Spectre with the amount of gear he's carrying around.
Do you need help?
Yeah, if you, sure, here. And he hands Holly one of the bags.
Okay. Yeah.
Just be careful about that. That's all very expensive equipment.
No, I got it. It's fine. You're good.
And
pull it over my shoulder.
And that's when I'm gonna have Ty and Holly make some Dex athletics checks.
All right.
Okay. I'm so nervous now. Oh no.
A
please let me
monodramatic
open this.
failure.
So this is the part where you get to remind me. Is it just
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Not everybody plays.
I'm pretty sure I know what to do here, but just in case.
And I'm supposed to be selling a system right now.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
I'll give you an opportunity here.
System. So
Help me, Conry. How do I build a dice pool?
in World of Dark, in Chronicles of Darkness, and which Hunter Second Edition is part of, you build a dice pool of D10s based on the rating you have, which are represented by dots, in a attribute and then in a skill. So in this situation, this is dexterity for the attribute and athletics for the skill. Also, actually, I'll let you decide wits or dexterity, whichever is higher.
Oh, dexterity, 100% for me.
Yeah.
So dexterity, and I'm sorry, you said
athletics. which is a physical skill.
good. Oh wait, no, I'm good at that. Okay, awesome.
This dice pool is then rolled.
So that is,
and then you count up the number of dice that come up 8, 9, or 10. 10s getting re-rolled, and then that number is set against the difficulty in the instances of a success or failure roll, and in an opposed roll here. No, this isn't an opposed roll. This is they're not trying to undo each other via dexterity or athletics. So we'll do the raw.
God, I hope not.
Okay.
A raw difficulty.
So
successes between the two of you.
So just checking, I'm going to be rolling 6d10. That's correct?
6 d10s. Yep.
Okay, so I'm looking for 8s, 9s, and 10s. I got 1 success.
I got 2.
Okay. What as Holly is being just a wonderful citizen and helping somebody with their bags. You hear them before you see them as they turn around the corner, taking some kind of arrival video, getting off the train, narrowly avoiding each other. You guys rolled enough successes not to just freaking collide, but there's still a moment of whoa.
Okay.
As Ty comes out of the train car, and who almost slams how would you describe the person that almost slams into Holly?
Oh yeah, there's definitely, okay, so Ty is a very petite person, grew up in the pageant circuit, grew up in gymnastics. So they are on the shorter side, 5'2". They're about 125 pounds. If I had to describe them, they would be bantamweight if they considered themselves female. Somewhere around Ronda Rousey shaped. They are walking backwards, obviously. Neon nylon mesh shirt, shutter glasses, baggy surfer shorts, high tops, shaved blonde hair, and they are just screaming as loud as publicly acceptable into their smartphone, holding it up above their head, just, hey, what's up? What do you think of this train? We definitely went back in time here. There's nothing like Salem, nonsense, talking to their, what they call their fans are platelets, are their fans. And they almost hit Holly, but do this there's something about, probably because they can see themselves in the stream, they make a very narrow swerve and step over the downed luggage and just keep walking backwards.
Holly probably taking a step back to assist in the avoidance, actually being the one that did the most moving to get the hell out of the way comparatively.
Yeah, just snatching up. It's oh, kids, pushing Tony aside. It's we need to move apparently because there's a second train coming through.
Kids.
Fucking kids.
I'm still applying the names to my brain, so apologize for any delays on that part. But Dr. Jones is able to see this neat trio of people that fit the descriptions that you received for arrival for your little initial gathering, just nearly collide on the platform. Let's see. I'll just do a wits resolve between from we'll say the 3 on the platform.
Okay.
Dr. Jones from the street recognizes all 3 of them instantly. I want to see if you guys recognize each other, maybe because of a sticker that has your handle on it, and that was the same handle, or anything like that, because you all are part of the same community technically.
Oh Lord!
Being in the same compact.
All right, so you said
resolve, right?
Wits and resolve.
And resolve.
Okay, cool.
Go.
3 successes. I got 3 successes.
I got 1 success. It's a 10. Does that mean anything?
Roll it again and count it as
what the hecky?
Yeah, it's an exploder.
What? That's awesome. So I roll just the 1.
Yeah,
I'm doing this online, so it's okay, so just the 1. That is a 7. So no.
Okay, so how many successes total for each of you?
3 for me.
A fat goose egg.
However many the single 10.
That means 1.
Okay, so 1.
Yeah.
Neato Cheeto.
Yeah, when you roll a 10, you count that as a success, and then you re-roll it.
Cool.
And then if it's another 10, you re-roll it. It's keep going.
What?
So long as you roll 10s, they keep exploding, and they keep counting as a success to roll over into the next one.
I'm going to start lying. I mean, rolling better. That's what I meant. Whew.
Listen, if you cheat at the table, you only cheat yourself, honey. That's what it is.
You're right. You're right.
I don't know if that's actually true, but okay.
Depends on the table.
Our dad says it's true.
So, Tony's the one who's able to kind of put 1 and 1 and 1 together to get to the 3 that equals the net 0 members that seem to have congregated here. You initially pick out Bloody Mary. What gives it away that they're Bloody Mary?
I think it has to do with the fact that the minute Bloody Mary says platelets, that's instantaneous. Oh, I know that term.
That recognition.
Plus, Bloody Mary 100% wears their own merch.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Just the name Bloody Mary across their chest. Like, I don't know, tip me off.
And on the sleeves and on the backpack.
Oh yeah, no. You gotta have.
They
proper
defo got a backpack. It says "Be positive" on the back. It's ridiculous.
God damn it!
My back hurts just hearing about this.
Hey, y'all invited me.
I did nothing of the sort.
You're right. That's not your fault.
So Tony is the one that kind of puts it all together. Ty, in the moment, it has a suspicion, but the video is more important. Holly's more I'm
busy being a good Samaritan.
Yeah, Holly's just like, oh geez, I hope I didn't break anything in the stumble. Tony and just kind of offhand Ty recognize and put the 3 of you together. How do you guys want to proceed?
So with the free hand I have, I see Dr. Jones and kind of just give my hand. Dr. Jones, correct?
Network 0?
Yes, I'm Spectre.
Okay, is that how you want to be addressed, Spectre?
For now, yeah, you can.
Okay, I don't know how you want to handle these things, so
I don't think we really have any kind of specific protocol that I know of.
Spectre it is.
Do you want me to bring your bags here, Ghost Man?
Oh, yeah, thanks. Here, let me
Dr.
take
Jones,
the heavier one.
Holly Deacon.
Oh, okay. And there was...
Oh, really?
Where did...
What's Ty up to at this point? Is Ty actually walking
Ty's
up to the
walking
group?
up and down the platform, and then they finally do a sign off. They're just like, all right, just don't forget, chant my name 3 times in that bathroom mirror, and then like and subscribe this video.
He'll be along.
I stole that joke shamelessly from Twitter, and I'm happy I did it.
like any good influencer, of course.
I love hate it.
Obviously.
I love hate it.
Yeah, and then Ty finally comes up and like sees everybody's talking to each other. He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, hi.
Hey! Oh no, we don't wave. We're huggers in this family. Come on, bring it in.
I'm not a hugger.
No, okay, that's fine. I got some hand sanitizer if you want to like shake or whatever. I don't know what y'all are into.
Holly will extremely awkwardly hug Ty.
Oh, Ty, it's a very firm hug. It's a very like they've been strength training for a while, so you can definitely feel like the bicep. It's a very like 2 pat firm hug, then we're done.
Okay. Yeah, but Holly, by contrast, is just like, I guess like this, or should I? Like, it's barely there, but it's technically like this is what a hug looks like. I've heard of hugs.
Bring it in, sister. This is happening.
Okay, this is great. So,
yeah.
Car's this way.
Awesome. I would love to get in the car.
Cool. Who's driving? Not me.
I'd prefer it if I drove.
Shotgun.
If you must.
Yeah, sure.
Holly's already getting into the car. She says nothing.
Well,
it's a simple. We're talking late '90s SUV.
I'm ready.
You're pretty sure you can still see Parks Department stickers, like just that the remnants of them as they were tried to be, scraped off, but just
A blessing.
that one or two that seem to stick around. But it does have the White Plains coroner's office seal on the door. Now, getting into the car, Dr. Jones has three main concerns on his mind for local occurrences that he's kind of earmarked for something to follow up on. There have been several disappearances from a bar shamelessly named the Headless Horseman. There has been three rather disturbingly similar drownings that have happened over in Mathiasen Park. And two, we'll call them vehicular abductions that happened in Irvington Park. That's just, both of those parks, by the way, are just on the Hudson. Mathiasen is to your north, Irvington Park to the south, and there is the the Headless Horseman that is west up the main street.
So we've got two sites of an abduction and some strange drownings. Any preference of where you'd like to look?
I mean, it's your town. Like, is there anywhere in particular that you're racking up a lot of bodies? Because
I mean,
feel like that's pressing.
Two tied for first place at the moment, but and confirmed bodies is not terribly high yet. But when people go missing, they tend to show up eventually.
Sure.
Is Dr. Jones fastidious, or is he kind of messy?
Like
one of those disorganized geniuses, or is Dr. Jones a by the book, clean cut kind of mode?
Compartmentalizes it, like when on the job, very fastidious, very trying to make sure everything's done. Will pretty much let everything else slide though.
Okay, so you'd say maybe that as they get into this SUV, we'll say a 99 Jeep of some kind, that there's papers kind of in every seat and they had to be moved. It was just getting in was kind of a library task in the moment. Would you say that'd be kind of Dr. Jones style when it came to
probably a little bit of time to make sure, like if it looks like someone bumped over a pile, to try to see if it's still properly organized, and then give up almost
at least in the same
because
folder.
It's definitely not organized.
Is it illegal if I just shove this under the seat ahead of me? Because like I can't sit down.
No more illegal than you just using this vehicle.
Anybody looking, taking a peek can make a quick, we'll do a simple perception test. Now, perception is one of the few things that you do that has nothing to do with a skill. This is a double attribute test. So this is Wits and Composure as you move some of this stuff around.
Yeah, I'm pretty nosy. So like if it's not too high papers, I just like sit on them. But if it's something I got to move, I'm going to like go through it first.
I'm absolutely leafing through these things 100%.
Yeah, I feel like Tony would try very hard to avoid it in the beginning, but just go, oh, this piece of paper just happened to stick.
And like I'm not even like hi- I'm like, oh yo, these printouts, what's this? Oh snap, can I have this photo?
All right, whatever.
For the
Just like
record,
taking photos of my smartphone.
Jones is a very dry writer.
All right, what are the successes on that perception test?
Oh, 1. I thought I
One.
had a 9 and a 10, but I have an 8. I have a single
I got
8.
Second
I got
goose
you.
egg of the night, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez, Fox.
I rolled
got
so many
6.
dice too.
Holly doesn't do paperwork really.
Yeah.
So the lines and the letters just start. There's too many tables.
Yeah.
And
I like to
Whom it
think
may
that-
concern.
yeah,
Please remember
Ty
that when
is-
parking in the back lot.
Ty is only looking for stuff with pictures on it.
well, with
It's
one
like-
success, Ty
throwing
exactly
stuff.
finds that.
Yeah.
You find there's a couple of autopsy photos and crime scene
Gross.
photos of rather waterlogged individuals.
Blech.
Make an intelligence medicine test.
Oh, God. How dare you?
Do we need to bring up
Well,
the
you
chance
roll
die
that.
rules now?
Well, you roll that. Tony.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tony gets his hands on some police reports,
Okay.
and in those police reports, there is this is from the bar,
Okay.
talking about local people who have been found either in a car accident or people who have been found on the road home, passed out, and they're currently in coma wards in a White Plains hospital. And they all
Okay.
have, well, I'll have since I had Ty roll for seeing if they can put the points together. Let's see what Tony does. So I want Tony to roll a Wits socialize test.
Oh, okay.
All right. What did Ty get on the intelligence medicine test?
Let me just I want to preface this with some background information.
Oh no.
I have 0 in medicine. I have 1 in intelligence.
Boy, that actually has a factor to it.
Okay.
Because you might need to re-roll. Well, how many you rolled 1 die, right?
I rolled 1.
Okay. So what happened was because you were lacking the medicine skill, that is a mental skill, and mental skills, when you're untrained in them, reduce whatever die pool you have in your attribute by 3.
Cool. I get
So-
-2 on this.
So because you went into negative dice,
Mhm.
if you ever end up building your pool and
Mhm.
because of penalties or what have you, you end up with a negative die pool or a 0 for your die pool, you get what's called the chance die.
Oh no, this sounds scary. I don't like it.
The chance die is where the critical failure magic happens. This is where you can get a dramatic failure, and
We like drama.
really bad things usually happen. And this was kind of an inconsequential roll, so
Okay.
I can't really flex on you and make you take some massive
Yo, that
problems.
would be cool as heck, honestly.
But you're gonna have some misconceptions about what you're looking at if you rolled a 1.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, what did you roll?
Rolled a 7, but
Okay, so on the
that's
chance die,
failure,
a 10
but-
is counts as a success,
Okay.
and that's it. You get 1 success. You don't even re-roll that. Anything else is a failure, and a 1 is the dramatic failure. So you're okay.
I know,
You
but
just don't put
now
two
I'm
and two
disappointed.
together on a few things. While
Yeah, I'm
looking
like
at
holding
photos.
it upside down or something. I don't know what's
You're
going
thinking this
on.
is going to be great content. You could turn it into a banner if you like splayed them out artfully and took a photo.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
cropped.
like, I take a photo of it and then I spend the entire time, instead of examining it, just flipping through the filters on my phone for
Jesus
it. And then it
I
just like
hate
every
it so
time,
much.
every time I apply a different filter or editing thing, it just like depixelates it more and more and more until
what-
I just have a bunch of squiggly lines on my phone.
That's what happens when you apply sepia tone to black and white photos.
I know.
So what did Tony get?
So my dice pool got reduced to 1 dice, and I rolled a 9.
But it wasn't 0 dice.
Nope, it wasn't 0.
Aha, that still counts as a normal
Mhm.
die, though. So that is a success. Tony's able to put together that they were all at the Headless Horseman was the last place that they had all been seen before they were either found swerved off the road in a park nearby or on the sidewalk face down in the morning. And there's you don't have time in the short moment that you're looking over it, but you saw there were some quotes from local patrons and the bartender.
Mhm.
But you don't have the moment to really like look through any of it.
Right.
Holly would have been looking at the notes from the southern park, but it was kind of interrupted by are they taking pictures of the pictures right now?
It's just kind of like looking over to the front seat, like, huh? That's not what you should do with poster eyes. No, please stop. Please, God, stop. God, no. Like completely silent, but his eyes are just like, oh, my heart's dying.
If skilled photographer Holly could like really see what Ty is doing with all these filters and stuff, she would just push them out of the moving car.
So that's the little bits of information you're able to glean off of them. Let's see. So as not to obviously be left out, we're gonna have Dr. Jones. Let's see how much of this information you've put together as like prep work, or if it was just literally every suspicious unsolved case currently just thrown into the car. So I am going to need resolve.
More data means more accuracy, right?
What's that?
More data means more accuracy, right?
That works.
We're gonna need a resolve investigation test. I think you have a decent dice pool on this.
Enough for one success.
One success. Okay, you have a distinct understanding of. You didn't get to go in depth into any of these investigations and locations, but here's the general overview of why you picked out each one. Sleepy Hollow. This is Sleepy Hollow. The Headless Horseman bar was selected because they all described a similar individual that each person was talking to before they wound up found the next day and then transported for coma care in White Plains. You didn't get a lot of time to really go over it. There was something about a leather jacket, and one person even was like, it kind of James Deanish. That was about it. You picked out the one to the south, the vehicular abductions, because they were all looking at they all criticized a vehicle, and they had gotten into a fight with nearby attendees at a car show before they were a couple of days maybe later pronounced missing. And you know that the Matheson Park, the one to the north, you know that there, the drowning victims all had a rigor mortis infused facial expression of sheer terror. And that's usually not found on bloated, drowning victims. So those are the three general reasons you picked out each area. So with that information, as you start to turn out of the station, you have an option. Do you hit the blinker to head left, hit the blinker to go right, or do you want to head into town? And there's no one behind you honking their horn. You just need to decide where you're driving.
So if no one has any opinions, I'm just going to pick one.
Please, yes.
Please
I-
do.
Yo, if nobody else has like an opinion, abductions are like mad trending right now.
That's... I was going to say good to know, but I don't think that's true. But that's an opinion, so let us go to the park.
Yeah, more money, more problems, baby. Ty
Irving,
does not understand what that means.
just malapropisms all over the place. That's your SAT word for the day.
They
buddy.
were born in 2001.
I was about to say, yeah, it's like, oh.
Ooh. So, putting the right blinker on, turning south on, I don't have the actual street up. We'll call it Station Road right now. I actually have been to this area. It's why I love it running this game so much. You start heading south towards Irvington Park. It is a Hudson River park. Almost every town on the Hudson has one of these just set aside areas that is a state park that was put together specifically for pulling up and looking out at the river and seeing the boats go by and having a small baseball field or something similar along those lines. And it's rarely ever named after a person. It's the town's park. Who was the one that had the abductions in their lap? When I was describing the Tony looked at the Headless Horseman one.
Right.
Ty.
I think, I
So-
think I was Matheson Park, so it is Holly.
Yeah, so that would be me. I just didn't know what I had.
Okay. Everyone's pretty much got a pile of papers on their lap. So Holly, at this point, sees a photo of a car
Okay.
kind of poking out of the side of the folder. And
Hello?
if you wish, you may leaf through.
Yeah, I would love to start
Okay.
flipping through this stuff.
So kind of on the cursory, I would like you to make a Wits investigation test.
Sure.
How well can you pick out pertinent information?
Grabbing some dice. Please work this time. Please. An 8. Yes, I got a single success.
Okay. You read through that there's a monthly car show that happens in Irvington, where specifically there's several car shows. The ones that these individuals have been abducted from seem to all line up with classic vehicles. Each of them, the two of them, the only thing that you kind of put together based on the two at a cursory, they were both mechanics of some kind.
The people who
They're-
were abductive?
Yeah, either a detailing or like grunt work at a Pep Boys kind of a thing.
Hmm.
I don't
It's
suppose
around-
anyone here knows about cars.
I know we're in one.
I know a little bit.
I actually can't genuinely say how relevant it is to the case, but if it comes up, I'm no help.
I used to take coverage over car shows once for an assignment. I think I can probably work my way through that.
Okay. What's is Ty kind of throwing in with looking at the different folders that are currently being passed around as the information?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ty will put their dirty little fingers on everything. Any chance that I get to screw up Ty's chances for survival, I will take.
Okay. So what I'll have you do, both
I would love to.
because Dr. Jones is currently driving, having him also look at files that he's already pinned and earmarked and put together in the first place would be kind of superfluous. So he's not going to be involved on this one, but I will have Tony and I will have Ty both make Wits investigation tests as well to see if they can pick anything out.
Rude.
Sure thing.
Pushing bags around, going like, here's the file. Take it, see what you can figure out.
Why did I insist on helping in an investigation heavy game and then put nothing in being smart?
Listen, there's a Sam for every group. There's a Dean for every work.
Hey!
3
I got it.
successes.
Hey, oh, okay.
And
I
what is
got
it?
a 9 and a 10. I'm going to re-roll my 10.
You roll the 10.
I got in a 10, I rerolled, and I got an 8. So
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I'm so excited for us. I got a 5 on the second one, but I got 2 successes.
2 successes and 3 successes is good, though. Ty recognizes that the mechanics they went missing 2 months in a row. They both began arguments about the fact that the vehicle that they were looking at was not as good as whoever parked it. At car shows, if anybody's ever been to a parking lot car show, people pull up, pop their hoods, turn on lights, whatever it is that they want to show off their car with the most. And then they either hang out near it or they go around themselves and walk around and let people walk up and, take a gander as they peruse all of the cars that are on display by the local gearheads. They both got into arguments with other people, not the owner of the same car, saying that thing was not as good as something else that was in the lot. It's the only description is a black classic car is what you get. Tony recognizes what the model year and type means. This is a Chevy Impala 409.
Ooh. Nice.
And these two individuals talked shit about that car and got into arguments just around the time. That's the only real big standout that kind of jumps at you, and the extra success is what affords Tony that understanding of what the car is.
Okay.
We don't have records of plates or anything on this car.
Was that a question of the DM, or was that a
yes? I don't know, just in general, of what's in the materials there.
What's in the materials? Nothing that Holly found before. You're essentially. I'm going off of what your successes were from the first test.
No, that's fair. We have the make of the model, but we don't have plate numbers. Which
Yeah,
right.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, local car shows sometimes don't register the cars in the event sometimes. So
yeah, and if it's not a Tesla, Ty does not know anything about a car. So, and even a Tesla, they're just like, oh, that's got the Tesla symbol on it.
It's either a Tesla, a hybrid, or old.
Yeah, this car. They look at it and they're kind of like, this car is
suspect.
This car is ugly. Look how pokey it is.
Nice car.
This car looks like it killed James Dean.
I don't drive.
Ty only knows who James Dean is because of the internet.
He's had a good run.
Yeah.
They're bringing him back for a movie. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Okay. It's just around this time after you've been leafing through. It's not far. It's maybe a 5-10 minute drive. You're leafing through the files by either camera phone light or by street light, seeing as the sun's kind of made its way below the valley ridge. And you pull into a decently lit parking lot. It's got the occasional flickering street lamp that just is in every frickin' town. There's that one. It goes like, it's white, and then it goes yellow, and then it's like off, and then it goes yellow, 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 white, off, yellow, white, off, and just can't decide what it's doing. Everybody knows exactly which one I'm talking about in your town too. But there's nobody parked here. Park closes at dusk, but it doesn't have a gate. Pulling in, you can see that there's a small playground facing the water. There's benches lined up all in it almost seems like stadium seating at times. There's some extra ones on pads up a little bit higher on a hill. Each bench specifically angled by some wildlife photography nerd that just is like, yeah, that's the shot. Like that kind of directing of all of these benches. They're never perfectly just at the river. And you can see a small basketball court fencing around it. One section of it, a raised, nondescript, just cement wall for playing racquetball or off the wall, handball, that kind of stuff. But it's an empty lot as you come to a stop.
So,
All right.
do you have like specialized equipment to set up, or?
I have some mobile devices I can bring out. We can use for here. We can take a look around, walk around the park, see what we got.
I brought a gun in case anything tries to kill us, and I exit the vehicle.
Well, okay.
Yo, did she say a gun?
That's what I heard, yes.
What? Did y'all bring guns?
No.
I do not have a gun.
Making my way towards the water.
Yeah, like Ty's just sitting there in the car, just like, were we supposed to bring guns?
Tony's like hustling to the trunk and like pounding on the trunk of the top of the trunk to open it up.
Ty's method of usually hunting things is to find them, expose them, and then sometimes they go away.
Run away. Ty is the only black person who fucks with ghosts. Like,
and even then, in limited engagements.
Like, you don't chase a bear into its cave. Like,
all right. So, I'm assuming Dr. Jones pops the lock on the trunk.
Yeah.
So you can start getting your gear
do what I
out.
can to help Tony with his equipment.
Yeah, so I hand Dr. Jones like a spare hand cam, one of the older models, the ones that I can afford to lose in the event of something terrible happening. And then I take one of the nicer ones and I take out one thermal imager, and I always keep the my and all of them have been charged because I already knew we were coming. So
Ghost Hunter's
been
kit.
Charged. I mean, it's a Ghost Hunter's kit. Yeah.
Okay.
So it has everything. I also already have the audio recorders. That's already. I just pull a couple of those out, and I also have like a backpack full of other smaller equipment for like charging and batteries and wires.
All right, and you divvy those out to the other hunters around you.
Yeah.
Okay. So without much ceremony or ado, you guys didn't even pick out a team name. You just went right to work.
We got shit to hunt, man.
I guarantee Ty has been workshopping team names the entire time. They
Twitter
all
posts
sound
that nobody
like
else sees.
It's on Instagram. It's on Insta. It's on story mode.
Yeah,
it's just, like,
all of them have
constantly-
like different hashtags in front of them. Some of them they stole directly from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Let's say if Tony's handing out like surveillance equipment, Holly's too busy going like, "Oh, is this like a Canon SL-117? Just nice."
Well, there is yes, the quality of the material. How many points did you end up putting into resources?
Oh my god.
2. So
2. That's still resources. 1 is doing well in the middle class. So resources 2 is like the house is real nice.
Okay.
But it might not be in the best part of town still, but it's real nice. It's just close enough. So the equipment is within the past couple of years. It's nothing that's like 10 years outdated. So anybody with crafts, photography, or anybody with I'll accept computers too, maybe knowing
I have
about
computers too.
Yeah, Ty would know cameras. That's something Ty would know.
Yeah.
So they notice the quality of what they're being handed.
Nice.
It's more about how do I get this tethered to my phone so that I can make sure I get the footage.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's Bluetooth now. These are the Bluetooth ones.
Oh yeah. Ty's got scare pods in. It's got the smartphone up, pulling up their ghost hunting apps.
No, it's the XL model. This is good stuff. Let's save it up for one of these all
Hold on,
year.
I'm being reloaded here.
Oh,
Delightful.
mystery juice.
By the way, guys, I have to say this. No matter where you are in life, you have to at least once experience the joy of being a storyteller with a personal bartender.
It's true. I always had to pour
Try and
my
make
own
it
drinks.
happen.
It's a mood.
All right. So awkwardly, without any kind of a huddle, each of you if you have crafts, photography, crafts, cameras, anything like that, it just immediately you know what you're holding and what you're going to do with it. Now, essentially, are you guys canvassing? Tell me what investigational steps, one at a time, that you're taking to kind of look into what's going on in this parking lot. We'll start with since it's his gear. We'll start off with Tony. What is Tony's? What is Spectre's investigational technique? What is he focusing on?
He's going to be focusing on making sure that the equipment is ready to go, that everything's charged and set to the best settings for the night, and just making sure it all works and everyone has something to use to record any kind of information or data, and if they don't know or they're not familiar with it, do a quick tutorial of just like what these buttons do, the basic buttons.
Okay. And when you all split up, what is Tony's area that does he have an audio recorder with him? Is he doing the classic ghosts? It's me, your boy. Like, is he doing that? Is thermal imager?
Yeah, he's going to use the thermal imager because that's the more expensive equipment. So he's going to keep that on him and kind of do like a patrol of the area, see if there's anything that kind of sticks out.
Okay, I like it. So we will have you make a. We'll have it be Wits. Wits occults.
Oh! This is gonna end poorly for. Oh, I have 1 dot in occult. Thank God.
Hey, no negatives.
No negatives.
So I'll have you roll that. Hold on to that number as we move on to the next individual. Let's see, Fox. What is Holly's approach to this? Was Holly handed one of the film cameras because sometimes they pick up things that you can't with the digital? Did they take just the digital camera, instant results? What's the vibe?
No, I honestly, like digital's fine because honestly, like the first thing she's doing is pulling out that laptop case and making sure like her computer is like plugged into the like the what's it called, cigarette lighter jack. There we go. Just like plugging that in there, like plugging it, like making sure it's like, okay, this thing's on. This is great. We can dump images onto this thing. Kind of puts the screen back down, and then grabs the. So I just remembered, it's like, right, I didn't just bring a backpack full of stuff. I have to bring a rifle along with me because I took that as part of my gear.
There's a case.
So there's a case. She just kind of like grabs that and slings it over her shoulder along with like one of the digital cameras. And what she's kind of doing is heading down like directly towards the water and is kind of looking for like sight lines along the water's edge, like what looks like it might be an area that's like secluded or like turned off, where say somebody might get like surreptitiously nabbed away from
Okay.
the water. So she's looking for like those kinds of areas along the edge of the water.
All right, I like that. What's Ty's approach? I'm guessing what is most applicable for content creation and those videos of shouting at ghosts.
Yeah, first, the thing is that like Ty will take it seriously when they see everyone else does. But for the first few minutes of everybody unloading the stuff, grabbing their guns and everything, Ty is walking along like the tree line that's closest, looks for places that don't have benches or parking lot lines, shoot some B footage that they're going to put a voiceover over later. And then they come back and they look around, they grab probably what they'll grab instead of a camera is they'll grab one of the lens extensions for their smartphone to take better pictures and put on a and then put on like a night vision app on their phone.
Okay.
And since they do have an eye for the strange in their merits, they're going to also start looking for anything out of the ordinary. But if anybody's watching them, they are staying very close to Holly because they don't want to die. Rule number one.
Make sure the barrel's pointing a different direction than where you are.
Yes. I don't want to get shot on accident.
No.
I don't want to get eaten on purpose.
Yeah.
Stand next
to the person with the gun.
Honestly, it's probably nothing. Most of the time people come out here, they drown. It's a bunch of drunk idiots. It's probably not even a monster. We're probably fine. Don't worry about it.
Doing like photos and video at the same time, asking questions to the air, that kind of move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they also put their ghost hunting playlist on in their scare pods. So like every couple of minutes, Holly might say something about something's position or something. It's like, what do you think about that ridge? And Ty's like, what?
Are you listening to music right now?
Yeah.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. It's
cool. Immediately goes back in there.
So while talking to the ghosts, also a little tone deaf to how loud they might be being at the moment. That kind of move. I love it. All right. So what's Dr. Jones going about this as? And
Jones at this point is just trying to follow Spectre's lead. He's not very experienced in field work, and Spectre kind of seems like he knows what he's doing. So
Jones needs a body first to really feel at home.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if there was just he drove up with a corpse on the ground, Jones would be all over that. But...
Okay. So what I'll have everybody do, we will do we're going to do a singular investigation check. So this is going to be all of you bringing little elements of information together and forming it into a clue. Now, not many people know this, but Hunter, I believe, was the first book that introduced the helping teamwork system into Chronicles of Darkness officially, and really codified it. I happen to love it. And use it even in games that don't have the system. So we're going to do a teamwork action. This is a teamwork investigation. What you need to do is you need to pick one of you who is the investigation leader, who is the person who is the primary actor in this, the person leading things, pointing out stuff, or just the most experienced individual when making this, what is going to be a Wits investigation test. And then everyone else needs to will have a dice pool that will be formed based on how they describe what they are doing. So who's the primary actor? Who do you think's kind of running the investigation? I mean, if you want to do this meta-wise and literally just pick who has the best Wits investigation test, that's perfectly fine too.
I will admit that was going to be my follow-up question of because for me that's 3 dice total.
Yeah, meta the hell out of this if you want.
I got 5 and 9 again, since that's my professional training. And I took the second out of it.
Ah.
Okay.
So Dr. Jones is leading this investigation? Being the one with the most information about, especially because he's the one that put the damn files together in the first place. Having him point to where specific things happened works. So I will need you to put together a Wits investigation dice pool. You're not rolling it yet. So Tony was taking thermal imaging pictures, video, whichever.
Right.
So he will be making a, let's say, intelligence computers test. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Sure thing.
Holly was taking digital shots, just standard digital shots. So that'll be a Wits crafts test. If you have the specialty in photography.
I don't have craft.
You don't have craft?
No.
Where did you take your I know you took pictures.
In expression.
Expression.
Yeah.
That's for taking fancy pictures, not clinical pictures. So, do you have computers?
I do.
I'll accept computers.
Okay.
Digital cameras are just, there's no technology test, so I would say knowing how to use a camera could fall under computers with today's technology.
Sure.
Ty.
Yes.
Ty needs to make a manipulation
Yay!
expression test.
Yay!
Do you have any specialties in that?
Not an expression.
Okay. This is because you're goading. So.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I need the secondary actors, the three of you that I just gave your custom dice pools for. I need you to roll all three of them. All three of you need to roll them. And I need you to tell me how many successes you get on each roll.
I got 3.
Okay. You look like you have information for me, TK. What did Ty roll?
Let me explain.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a great start.
Then it all goes so horribly wrong.
See, what had happened was I was starting to goad the ghosts, but it's really spooky out here.
Oh, no successes.
I'm getting spooked. I got like 3 2s. It's bad. The highest number I got was a 4.
Ooh, all right. So no successes. Not dramatic failure, so you didn't fuck anything up, but just you didn't help.
Surprisingly.
What about Holly?
1 success.
1. Okay, so now we come back to our primary actor who has an assembled die pool. You get to add 4 dice to that because your helpers helped in their various ways.
I helped.
You helped.
You were there.
I didn't hurt.
Jabbering in my ear. There's
Good
no way I
work,
could have
Ty.
taken these great shots.
Yeah, they were great shots.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, Jeremy, have Jones roll for this massive dice pool now, I assume, with 9 agains.
9 with 9 again.
Oof.
Good gravy.
That's a lot of dice.
I'll wrap this shit up tonight.
By the way, what the 9 again rule does for the chat,
And for TK.
and for TK, 9 again means you apply the same rules for re-rolling 10s, but now to 9s and 10s.
Oh, improved critical. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Regrettably, while the pool was definitely impressive on paper, it was 1 success in practice.
Wow.
Wow.
Failed to roll a 9.
Well, we did our best, gang. I guess we die tonight. Goodbye.
I'm going to go have an argument with probability.
Bye.
So these 4
roll that nut one
nerds just
eventually.
wander around a parking lot at night. I would like to say I don't have experience with this kind of a situation, but I do remember distinctly in my career as a human being having many nights where 4 nerds wandered around a parking lot for no reason.
Yeah, I've been cryptid hunting in many a deserted park with 0 to show for it. So
So
Grew up in a small town. We called those Saturdays.
I had a
one success.
I had a
is par
parking
for
lot by the beach
course.
called Land's End. That was where the 4 nerds, or plus or minus 2, hung out in the middle of the night. So One success. Oh boy.
I'm so
I have-
sorry.
I have to decide.
Guess I'll die.
Okay. No. I got this. I got this.
I don't like how fast you said okay.
I got this. I can put together a sort of a clue for you on this
Okay.
based on one success. By following a couple of a video that Tony had captured, specifically what Spectre found was a cold spot in one of the parking spots. A kind of a heat sink in the middle of a rather evenly lit, it's getting kind of cold, so it's not like it's around 65 degrees, with the way our planet's dying and everything. So it's like 65 degrees in the beginning of October here. And this it just draws the eye. And in Holly's shots, she notices that towards the street, or at least she takes a picture of the street from a couple of different, gathering those sight lines that you said you were looking for.
Yeah. So as I get distracted, it's like, oh, that's actually a really good composition. Snap one of those.
There's a couple
Portfolio.
of there's a couple of orbs in that direction. Little things that, artifacts in the image, only in that spot. Getting the thermal imaging camera to point in that direction, the four of you are able to see what looks like a pair of cold spots now in the street. And that there's kind of a motion to where this lack of temperature, this cold streak goes from that parking spot out to the street and vanishes out into the hills.
Was that an invisible
Well.
person?
It could be a lot of things. I mean, it's a trail, definitely.
Although, from my loose understanding of invisible person media, they should be a hot spot, not a cold.
Right.
Well, ghosts will leave cold spots, spirits, that kind of stuff.
Only one way to find out. One of us has to touch it.
I'll go
Go
touch it.
ahead.
Yeah, like Ty says one of us has to touch it and then immediately steps back from the rest, like steps away from the cold spot, touches their nose.
Listen, I just do ideas.
I'm really just here for management purposes. I'm supervising.
So one of you is approaching the
Yeah, I totally
the
will.
cold spot. Okay.
I'll go over, put my hand on the ground or something. Just
I immediately starts recording.
Tony is definitely using the thermal imager to see the contrast and the reaction of the cold spot with, a warm body.
So you're popping out the cold spot. You're popping out the thermal imager and pointing it at literally whoever is touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, spooky.
Ty's doing the same shit.
Yes, sure am. For science.
I'm yay. I need Holly
yeah.
Oh.
to make a willpower test.
Oh, I'm spooked. No, I don't like it. I need Tony to make a we'll give it a wits crafts. No, I don't like it.
You have
Okay.
photography and crafts?
I have it. I think crafts. I have it as video editing or something like that.
I'll give that to you. So you get so when you have a specialty in a skill that relates to the activity that you are doing, when you make that die pool, you get to add an extra 1 to it. So because Tony is good at video editing and knows his way around an MPEG or two, he gets to add a die to this test. Ty needs to roll. We'll do a simple perception test here. So it'll be wits plus composure. That's a double attribute test.
Okay.
And what is Dr. Jones up to here? Is Dr. Jones like, all right, let's just see what happens?
Yeah,
Or-
no, experimentation. It's the best way to figure this out.
Science.
Yeah, it's just glasses up, notepad out.
Science.
All right. So please make your rolls. Let's start with the star of the show in this moment. What did Holly get? Holly's the one fucking with the ghost. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but who planted that idea in her head? I should get a cut. Producer.
second billing.
You can have credit for whatever bad thing happens.
Actually, we are
Yep.
we are playing a horror game. I would not like a cut. Thank you.
There, now you're cooking the gas. I got
Hey.
2.
You got 2.
Got 2.
As Holly takes tentative steps towards the cold spot, they're able to keep their composure in the moment. But still, they hear the loud revving of an engine at the corner of their mind. Not directly through audio, but if you've ever been to a car show where somebody just decides in the middle of the day, in the middle of the show, no one else is doing shit, that they're going to show off, and they just gun it in neutral, let everybody have that moment of like, yeah, manliness, that horse crap.
My value was a person. Bruh.
You feel that sound more than you hear it. And for a moment, flashing before your eyes, you see the pistons of an engine pump as though it were a 3-dimensional animation, but made out of smoke and steel. Just kind of dances before your eyes momentarily. And you receive the spooked condition.
Neat. I'm spooked.
Oh, spooked. Critically spooked.
So this is one of the fun things about second edition. We have conditions.
Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
spooked is a real thing.
Yeah.
I
spooked
thought
is
you were
a
just.
I have these wonderful cards that I got. You can get them on Drive-Thru-RPG as a deck. I bought them because I love the system so much. And one of the cards is spooked. I will read you the
Okay.
description. Your
Please
character
do.
has seen something supernatural, not overt enough to terrify, but unmistakably otherworldly. How your character responds to this is up to you, but it captivates her and eats her attention. You can shed this condition when your character's fear and fascination causes her to do something that hinders the group or complicates things. You go off alone on an investigation. You stay up all night researching. You run away instead of holding ground. Basically, you have spooked until you make a stupid horror movie decision.
Okay. Do a stupid horror movie decision.
By the way,
Got it.
spooked is a condition that is fuel for the GM. So there's things I get to do with spooked. It doesn't have an inherent negative, but I can totally use that later for things, just so everybody understands the way the system works. I love this part of the game.
So
What is Holly's immediate reaction?
so like, yeah, she goes over, she kind of like is reaching into that spot, like puts her hand down very slowly on the concrete there. Or she starts to, but like Ty's like standing right behind me, right?
Where's Ty
Mhm.
in relation to this?
Okay, like right behind you is more spiritually right behind you. Yeah, I'm
You're
behind you.
behind me. Fantastic. So like, as I go,
Yeah,
like
I'm,
when I start to touch the ground, I just kind of like I slowly look back behind me, and I've got this just like hollow look in my eye, and I go, ah!
Ty screams. The camera recording that they have goes like it peaks up in the recording, and they're just like they just clear. They're like, I'll edit it in post.
It's like, I'm kidding. Relax. It's like it all goes. It's like, okay, it's fine. Relax. It's just well, I'm sure it'll be fine. I turn back around and then actually put my hands down on the concrete and then just go white as a sheet. Like, oh fuck. And then I have this vision and just kind of stay there, like with my hand on the ground for a really uncomfortably long period of time, saying nothing until somebody says something.
Yeah, you feel that rumble in the concrete as you do. Tony gets an odd flash of digital artifacting.
Okay.
In the video. Something you'll have to look over in a moment. But something happened that did mess with your electronics.
Okay. I would imagine that the battery would start just draining all of a sudden.
No, the battery isn't draining really. No, it just in the image, the lenses are connected, right? You know that you recently did a driver's once over. You made sure that your firmware was up to date. You know your gear, and your gear doesn't do this.
It's so weird.
Ty sees a similar artifacting in the moment of shakiness, but it's not just freaked out hand waving. There's something else in there, and maybe if you take a moment, there might be a frame or two you might be able to pick out.
Hate that. Thank you.
Saw a car or an engine.
You all right?
I saw something. It was somebody peeling out of here or revving a car engine. There was smoke.
All right, let's
that was fucking weird.
Okay.
Well, whatever you did.
Do you know where you are right now?
In New York.
You know what your name is?
Holly Deacon. Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm fine.
Okay, just want to make
I actually don't know what year it is. Is this currently the current day?
Yes, it is. It is modern day Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. I show Dr. Jones
2020. It's fall. I think it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
All right. Just
yeah,
it was a bit weird there.
Did you get anything on the?
Yeah, something. But it's not something normally I would see on the equipment, so I don't understand what is going on.
Can you play it back? Is it even there?
If we've got video footage, we could stick it on my computer and look through it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look through it, but whatever it was, that wasn't what this thing was supposed to do.
Ty, you see anything?
Ty is reviewing the video like up to the point where Holly was like had scared them. And so it's just sitting there like going over it and it's like, I don't know, it's all messed up now. I'll just have to edit it later, I guess, and see what's going on with it because somebody decided to sabotage my work.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm gonna start walking out towards the street.
Okay. Are you is Tony is Tony downloading the video as was suggested, or what's Tony up to?
I think Tony's gonna probably head back to the car and do the download.
Okay.
Just so we don't lose any more footage.
The password's marshmallow.
Thanks.
All right. What is Ty doing? Is Ty going over the footage or taking it to the computer, or what's Ty up to? So
my footage on my phone all goes straight to my Dropbox. Not sponsored. Though, yes. Hey, Dropbox, get at us. But it all goes to Ty's Dropbox. They'll look it over on the computer when it's their turn. But yeah, they are going over the video just because it's on the phone in their hand right now. They're just going over the video, like examining it, waiting their turn to get on the laptop.
Since there's no time for fun, what's Dr. Jones doing?
Dr. Jones is going to be trying to see what.
Sorry.
He's going to be looking over the footage with Tony.
Okay, so Holly's going off to the street, a la Solo, and everyone else is going over their footage. Is that what I'm getting? Okay.
She's got a gun. She's probably fine.
I'm gonna fight the ghost car with my gun. It's gonna go great.
You brought a gun to a ghost fight.
I didn't know what I was gonna be hunting.
Ghost bullets.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. We'll start with the intrepid digital investigators first.
Okay.
I'll have each of you make Wits Composure tests.
Oh, Wits Composure tests. Okay.
This is a perception test. Oh, by the way, I wanted to point out something fun about that role that I had Holly perform before. That was what's called a breaking point. On a dramatic failure, you lose integrity, and you end up with a condition. If you pass, if you fail, you lose a point of integrity. You get a condition, and you may roll integrity as well. It's not automatic. If you pass, you get a condition. The only way to not be completely affected by a brush with the supernatural or some kind of decision that affects your mental stability, your feeling of assurance in your own personality and who you are, is to roll an exceptional success, which is 5 successes in a roll. Breaking points also, the spoopier the thing, the more negatives I get to apply. So this was just touching a cold spot, so I didn't have you go full on breaking point crazy, but
I appreciate that.
a standard one. But it can go up to -5 on that roll.
I have 3 willpower.
Oof.
Oh,
I will never succeed.
you never know.
I am
Readily,
a child. I am
4
readily
successes.
spooked. Primed for spook.
Yeah,
Yes,
I got
you're
4
pre-spooked.
successes.
All right, so Tony gets 4 on the perception test. What about Ty and Dr. Jones?
Yes, I rolled that. I'm sorry.
Jones gets 4 too.
Wow,
Yeah.
perceptive bunch.
Yeah.
Well,
Trained
Oh my
observer
gosh,
here.
guys!
well, I mean, I roll 9 with 9 again. I get 1 success, but 4
I get 8
successes.
again. I rolled 2 8s. That was great.
Oh my gosh.
Four successes and dice of pool of
What did
6.
Ty get?
So I got 2 9s and a 10. I'm gonna re-roll my 10. Ugh, I got 3 successes.
All right. Don't laugh at 3 successes. That's the
I'm
bread
not.
and butter of
I'm-
success.
I'm grumpy at 3 successes.
All right.
was happening at 2 earlier.
As you're all going over each bit of footage individually, when I say one at a time, I mean you're all looking at the same piece of footage together. Nothing gets by any of you. You all notice it at the same time. In the thermal imager, as Holly, the warm spot that you understand to be Holly, presses her hands down onto the parking spot, you see it looks like a heat orb that fills from a nothingness that just grows into the image of what looks like a large block engine before going away. And this takes 3 frames, maybe 4, depending on how high of speed you had your frame rate set at. This is almost imperceptible. It looks like a flash to the untrained eye, but the 3 of you notice it immediately. In Ty's footage, you see before the camera freaks out the second time, you notice that the artifacting is in a long shape that almost fills up the parking spot. And it's maybe, it doesn't go much higher than Holly's shoulder before she kneels down in this video. So that's what you find, and I'll let you think about that for a couple seconds as we go over to Holly. So, what's Holly's what are you going for here?
So we sort of saw like it was almost a trail over the course of the footage that we took initially, kind of leading out towards the street. And I kind of want to like follow, basically like using those pictures as something of a guide to kind of follow that path along out that way. And she's not really sure. There's just a moment where she's just like, here, ghosty, 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 ghost.
I will accept. This is going to be Wits plus, and I will accept either investigation, occult.
Oh, there we go.
Or empathy.
Ooh. I have a lot of empathy.
Whichever one is the best role for you. And that
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do Wits empathy. And yeah, as part of me wonders if I should like walk out there and just start shit talking that car. It's like I feel like that would get its attention.
Who came in last place at the last race? Also known as second.
But yeah, she's walking out there and just kind of muttering to herself, just I think trying to work up the courage to just be like, so cars, huh? Wow, I don't think cars are that great. Black's a dumb color for a car. What the hell am I doing? That is one success.
Okay.
On 5 dice.
So that was empathy?
That was his empathy.
It was Wits empathy. Okay. Holly walks up along the trail and actually is able to keep a bead on how that trail goes by keeping the chill and the goosebumps on the right side of her body. If you've ever dipped a toe in the tub and you have that shiver go up one leg, or dipped a toe in a cold pool and you have that shiver go up one leg, that whole feeling just on one side.
Oof.
And that's how Holly's able to kind of follow that path along the parking lot and out onto the street. Once onto the street, that feeling starts to sort of subsume it just starts going in goosebumps on your shoulders, and then you can feel it on your thighs, and you can feel it on your lower back, and then it's up in your neck, and there's a little bit of a cold sweat too. And then you hear what sounds like a hood getting slammed down. And then you can hear what sounds like wheels churning on asphalt. You can almost smell that burned rubber. You taste it on the back of your tongue. And in that moment, you feel light on your feet, as it almost feels like you're being lifted and pulled away. But you don't move. You maybe take a step forward from being put off balance, and you find yourself looking down at two identical streaks of rubber leading off up the street. Does Holly make any overt noises at that, or is it kind of a personal moment?
No, I think she's okay. Like as she's moving along and it's getting colder and colder, she's just like her grip on the rifle slung over her left shoulder is getting just tighter and tighter and tighter.
That white knuckle.
Yeah, just absolutely. And as soon as that hood just goes boom down, she's like wheeling around and like has the gun up at nothing. There's nothing there. She's pointing it into the darkness, but she kind of lowers it, like looks down and sees the tracks on the ground. It's just kind of a slightly ragged, like calls out to the other investigators. It's like, I've got some tracks out here.
Just as you're wrapping up your investigation, looking at these images that you've downloaded onto the laptop, you can hear that I've got tracks out here from the road. The three of you at the car.
We should
Tony's
probably
gonna perk up right away.
We should probably be keeping better track of Holly.
Yeah, I agree. Closes laptop, puts it
Eyes
back,
on their
closes.
Instagram, they're just like, she's got a gun.
Oddly, that makes me more worried.
It really should.
You heard the shout. There was no gunfire, so you're doing better than most scared people with guns. So, who's heading? Is anybody heading to the road or?
Yeah, Tony's gonna head to the road. He's gonna give a little bit of a hustle.
Jones
He's gonna
is following.
and
I'll
Tony's
follow.
gonna keep the thermal imager on hand.
Okay. As you arrive, Holly's standing right on top of them. These burned rubber marks. And you can see them kind of fishtailing out a little bit, heading out down the road north. So to the left of where you were looking on the street.
You okay, Holly?
Nope. I'm not having a great day, Tony. Gotta be honest with you. This is really fucking creepy, but it's a path, or it's something. The whole way up here felt like fucking demon writing on my shoulder.
Well,
But
so mentioning that, just steel yourself for a moment. We saw something on the images, on the footage.
yeah, what's up?
So it looked like it was about it looked like a small little block. Actually, it looked more like an engine block.
That makes sense. Everything about this is like a ghost car. Does anybody know anything about ghost cars? Like I'm smelling rubber. I'm hearing engines.
Ty, do you want to do a quick Google search?
Sure how that would work. Like, if a car dies, it leaves a ghost?
Yeah, Ty was on WebDM. But like, as soon as Tony's like, can you do a quick Google search? Ty's like, okay.
You
just
tab.
like exits out.
I'm not saying the car died, but like a haunted object or possession. Hell, man, I don't know. It's just a car, is what I know. She just
Do you
like
think it's
jabs
some
her
kind
finger.
of some kind of resonance?
Do you think we can keep following the trail from here?
I mean, it's still clear on the road. That's where I'm headed
Alright.
next.
We can get back in the car and just see if we can follow
Yeah.
the ghost car.
Cars are good. We should use the car.
We should actually use the real
I
car.
really hope we don't have to chase it, because my money's on the ghost car winning that.
So
Dr. Jones, you have insurance on that car, right?
I mean, yes, but the fact that you're asking is making me more worried.
I'll think
making
this
sure.
this is an old ghost car. You think it uses diesel?
Also, I'm not super up on insurance policies, but I'm pretty sure active ghost is not covered.
The dead isn't an act of God. I don't know what is. And I'm just taking pictures of the tracks at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
photograph the tracks.
Ty's Googling ghost car.
Is there any-
You get a lot of hits that point you in the direction of reading Christine rather than watching the movie. It's reviews, Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god, I have to read this.
So the four of you kind of wrap up what you were looking at in the moment. Actually, you did offer this little thing that you would be doing. I'll have Holly and Dr. Jones make this roll. This will be a Wits investigation test. I will be right back while you make that roll. If you wish to discuss kind of how that's going down, I'll be right back, though.
Not very well, because I don't have a lot of investigation or wits.
Oh boy.
I have a whopping 3 dice to roll here. It's very exciting. Oh, shit. Let's try rolling that in the dice tray. An actual success. It really happened.
Yeah,
My dream came true.
I got 3.
GM wasn't here.
Yes.
I actually rolled a 9 with Flanagan.
For this
We all rolled 4 successes at GM when you come
It's
back.
kind of amazing. I did it on 3 dice. I don't know how. I guess
11
We just-
successes.
Kept getting 10s. It's
it was kind of amazing, honestly.
truly miraculous.
I mean, I actually have seen that happen before, where someone's got a piddly little pool, and then so
Our
roll,
GM's
roll,
about to
roll,
see it
roll.
happen too. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, God's timing is always right.
Impeccable
low
logic,
God
you know. I
spoke.
can't.
And Low God spoke. You should have this perception check.
It's like, you know what? I've been busy. There's wildfires. There's a lot going on. But I'm going to do you a solid. Have 11 successes.
Hey, it can happen.
So the bad news is that, well, on the one hand, I do have this wonderful insight. It's because I've suddenly been bitten by a ghost car, and now I'm turning into a ghost car.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Why
So
I know
would
where
that
this
make
car is
you-
going.
So would that make you a were-ghost car?
It's a
Yes.
ghost wear car.
A ghost wear car.
Ghost wear car.
Well, it's you're turning into a ghost car, so that would
Wait.
make you
Wear ghost car. Okay.
were-ghost car.
Well, if you put silver bullets in my gas tank, it'll kill me. So that's the important part.
Right.
If
Keep
you
that in
put-
mind.
I feel like if you put bullets in anybody's gas tank,
No.
it's not going to be like a happy ending.
Well, regular wear car's
I
got
don't know,
like
what-
regeneration.
normal.
What's the fuel
bullets.
equivalent of silver?
Welcome back, Sanity. I got 1 success.
I got 3.
Why would you tell the truth?
Because I'm a good person.
This
You're
is
right.
Because
I'm
There's
sorry.
a chat. You can see us.
Also that.
Sorry.
Because
My-
Audrey is my friend.
yeah,
my untrustworthy vice is acting up.
it's because I trust Fox, and Fox would never do that to me. That's
Never.
what our friendship is about.
Mm,
All right. So
okay.
as Holly is taking shots of the street, and as Dr. Jones is investigating how far they go down, two of you kind of come to the same conclusion, but from separate spots. What Holly had originally taken for maybe an oil slick, maybe something that had spilled in a trail. Cars leak oil. What had originally been thought of as that turns out, that looks more like dried blood. And Dr. Jones finds a similar splatter pattern further down the street underneath one of the lights. And from the splatter orientation and your profession, obviously, not a specific blood splatter expert, but still you come across it. You can tell that this was not an impact splatter, but this was a high speed, like bypass splatter, as if something was bleeding and they were being taken somewhere, like they were being moved as the blood dripped. It wasn't a impact or anything like that. And it's concerning because it starts right at the spot where the tires really peel out. And it kind of continues consistently along with those tire tracks leading off into the distance.
I take a sample.
Okay, do you have a forensics kit as a piece of equipment?
I totally forgot to write down equipment.
Okay, well, I think I sent you a couple of suggestions. I would totally accept having a small CSI kit as something that Dr. Jones would have on them as a state-employed coroner. Taking a sample shouldn't be too hard. I will allow you to make the test with a +1. So this will be a dexterity investigation test with a +1.
Works for me.
What is Holly up to?
Saying, Jesus, is that blood?
That's how you get hep. Don't touch that.
Your priorities they're magical.
You don't want to be the
you
next
know.
Tommy Lee, all right?
Hey.
Oh.
Okay, apparently the secret to having night again work is less dice, because that's 5 successes.
Nothing?
Holy crap.
5
Yeah.
successes.
Yeah.
Wait, you got exceptional?
That's an exceptional.
Yeah.
Oh,
2.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, now I start rolling.
Hey. What?
All right. I see you. As you're scraping the blood up, you're able to get a sizable, I want to say, we'll call it a gobbet.
Oh, God.
This is an old Shakespearean word. Specifically, it's in Macbeth. It's about the size of a silver dollar. Ragged. It has cloth kind of dried to it. But it's a piece of someone. It is human flesh. That's maybe about the width of a pack of cigarettes. And that has the ragged diameter of a silver dollar amongst some of the blood splatter.
Guys,
I
I,
gotta
found part of someone.
Oh, excellent.
That's what I would call road turkey.
Yeah, can I get a shot of that?
I'll admit, I still need to run some tests, but I think this is human.
With an exceptional success, you can say without a shadow of doubt this. You've seen enough dead bodies to know when you're handling.
When it's part of the work, thoroughness is the operative word.
Yes.
Yo, that squishy boy is thick though.
No.
Yeah, it's
Is it drippy or is it dry?
it's dried.
Ooh.
But it still has its elasticity and bouncy recovery.
Collagen.
How long do you say these people have been missing?
From Dr. Jones knows it's the most recent one was a month ago, and the one before that was 2 months.
It's a long time for a glob of skin to be just stuck to the street, but
Oh, there's almost no way this has been here for a month. Like,
Ty starts looking around now, like, okay, so in your expert opinion, like, how long?
Storyteller. I'm not actually a coroner in real life, so
The dates are starting. This is fresh.
No.
And this has been maybe about 29 to 28 days since the last abduction.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the only way this would have been here because it was caused by one of the previous abductions is if they abducted him, waited about a month, murdered him, and then dropped it today.
So is it possible that this happened while we were here?
Probable? Well, I mean, at least while we were in the area.
Ooh.
one way to find out. We should follow these tracks.
Yes. Gun first.
Sorry?
I recommend the person with the gun goes first.
Oh, sorry. No, I literally couldn't hear you. Sorry. I thought we were gonna take the car, but I mean, sure, we can hoof it on foot. But I'll start walking.
Okay. Not taking the vehicle. What's everybody up to? We'll start with Holly's obviously just trucking down Burnt Rubber Alley here. What is Dr. Jones up to? Is he following tight behind?
Yeah. Jones is just following Holly at this point. Honestly, he's kind of just looking to see if there's more body parts, because that would make things easier. You could start piecing it together like a puzzle.
Okay. All right.
Grizzly.
What's Spectre going about?
Spectre's going to head back to the truck to retrieve the computer so that nobody steals the computer that has downloaded footage of things that matter.
That's a good idea.
That's a thing right there.
Thank you for making sure nobody boosts my computer.
On
I'm
the
a little
rough,
distracted at the moment.
The rough, mean streets of Irvington, New York.
Hey, man, I don't know.
You never know.
Holly lives in New York, man. She don't trust
Wretched
nobody.
hive of scum and
Meth is everywhere.
No,
What's-
don't leave anything sticking out.
What's this is heroin country. Like, let's be clear.
Oh
Anyway,
my gosh, y'all can afford heroin?
it's New York suburbs, upstate along the Hudson. I mean, that's the way it is.
You right though.
Welcome to the socioeconomic commentary hour.
This turned into a horror story in a very different sense. But it's way more terrifying.
To get back to the more enjoyable horror, what's Ty up to?
Ty is pulling one of those things that you always see like Black people in 90s horror movies do, where they go like this and they like look at both parties and they're just like, and so they will follow Tony because they kind of don't want Tony to die either. And it feels like it's spooky when we split up like to where there's one person. So maybe if there's two,
doing that like
split up is okay.
Doing that like tight ass walk that is like, I'm going faster, but I want to make it look like I'm still walking normal speed.
Yeah, it's definitely like,
the two of you make it back to the car.
Oh, I don't like that change in tone.
Make it back to
nervous.
Shh, I'm not a dramatic storyteller. Stop it. The two of you make it back to the Jeep. Tony hopping in and disconnecting the 12 volts and getting the laptop all tidied up. As Ty is kind of browsing therapeutically, checking the Twitter feed, I'm going to need both of you to make Wits composure tests. I want Dr. Jones and Holly to make Wits composure tests at a -2.
Ooh.
This
Okay.
This is a perception test. Like I said before, this takes two attributes and puts them together rather than an attribute and a skill. So this is an inherent thing. Everybody has the ability to possibly notice things. The more calm you are, which is composure, and the more mentally alert you are, is more likely that you will see something. That's where the logic for how the system works. And I find that logic fucking impeccable.
Yep.
Do
I
I
got 8
get
and 9 again.
do I get any bonuses if I don't deserve anything bad to happen to me?
I'm sorry you didn't purchase the plot armor ability.
Okay, I got an 8 and a 9, so I'm okay. I feel okay.
During character creation, you should have taken 3 points in protagonist.
I got 5 successes.
Ooh,
As
five.
did I.
Okay.
8
Uh,
and 9 again.
Jones is apparently too
Oh,
distracted
dang.
looking for viscera. That's 0 successes.
No.
Holly, you got 5.
What Ty get?
Ty got 2 successes.
2. Okay. Oh boy.
I
Every
rolled a 10 on the same die 3 times.
it's always great when only
Nice.
one person doesn't hear this kind of shit.
Okay.
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 Ty hears it.
Ugh.
Ty doesn't know where it's coming from. They're checking the feed. They're kind of gazing around only occasionally. But they can feel the rumble. I don't know if any of you have been to I think Fox might be the only person that might have actually have been to a NASCAR event.
Hey,
What? You're from Texas.
I was
live
hoping
in
you'd say.
Texas.
I was hoping you'd say demolition derby.
I've been to those.
I feel
okay.
like my honor is being impugned over here. Because
Please say yes.
I've never been to NASCAR. I live in Austin. Although I used to live right next to the Formula One track that was over here. So
Okay. Well,
I
if you've ever been in the stands for a live driving experience, a race,
there's a din to it.
Yeah, there's a specific sound to it. You feel it as well as hear it. It kind of feels like a rumble in your chest if you've ever been to a loud, bassy concert. Ty feels that. It's Spectre, who's just closing a laptop as he looks up and he sees the headlights flash 3 times from a nearby parking spot that you happen to have been recently interested in. From the street, Holly notices that Dr. Jones is like on his knees staring at the street. In that moment of, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Holly hears that noise, turns around, and can see a black Chevy Impala
Oh,
sitting in that spot. And you can see it rock on its axles as you feel it in synchronicity with the rumble of that car rev. And it is in that moment that you see the smoke start to fill as those rear tires squeal and everyone's heart stops for just a moment as that car starts to speed towards the exit. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode. I hope you all had fun.
Ghost car.
You went ghost
Ghost
car
car.
first.
Ghost car.
I'm having a lot of fun running this.
I'm having nostalgia trips now because of one of my favorite ghost stories.
The car is a rockin' run like hell because there's a fucking ghost car.
We can take it. It's fine.
Yeah, you got it.
Sure, we're
We know how
team
to exercise
investigation, but you know.
Well, there's
just
exercise.
car.
It's fine.
We about to be team mind our own fucking business if we got with a ghost car. I mean, where is the train?
Team train ticket.
I'm going
4.
home.
Why did you come out here? Wait, I have to ask then. What the hell brings Ty out here then?
My
Like-
sponsors.
Oh Jesus
Most-
Yeah.
Christ!
My
Yo, the
sponsors
hustle is
specific.
extremely
Yeah.
real.
So
All right.
This is
yeah,
all the Patreon.
As far as everybody
Yeah.
knows.
I was gonna
As
say,
far
so
as
which,
everybody
okay.
knows,
which
that's
is
real.
so which is a bigger threat, your sponsors or a ghost car?
the ghost car, but I don't like being broke either. So you,
Capitalism
All right.
is a true monster. We met
you're
along the way.
right. You're right. I gotta eat, even though I live with my parents. But you know,
So I hope everybody enjoyed it, both my players and chat, that you enjoyed this first session of Hometown Heroes, our Hunter 2nd Edition demo game. here on Onyx Path. I have a tradition when I run games. It lets everybody, kind of let each other know where everything's at in the game. So I want to go around the horn one more time as we wrap up here. Have everybody say who you are, where they can find you again, stuff that you're working on. And this one has the added benefit of telling me what your favorite part of tonight's story was. I like to hear that from everybody so I know where to adjust, what to do. If it was just cool, you let me know. So I will start, and I will go down the line from left to right. So I will start with TK.
Thank you. I truly hated this. I am the one who spooks, not the other way around. Don't love it. I'm TK. It's me. It's TK. Come see my games on Fridays. This was delightful. Goodbye.
No specific part, just all the spook.
There's so much spook. Oh God. So favorite was the chunk of flesh.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Yeah. It actually, I kind of want cheesecake now. Is that weird?
It's weird, but in a good way.
Yo.
In a good way.
All right. Fox.
Hey, folks. I remain Fox Barrett at Fox_Barrett on Twitter, where you can find me mostly complaining about bra sizes. Is what I've been up to. The thing I'll plug right now, like I said, you can find me a lot over on twitch.tv/WelcomePartyRPG. Specifically, you can find me Sunday nights with our worldwide wrestling game, PWN Presents Slaughter, where we grab microphones and pretend to be wrestling people, brother. It's amazing and it's weird, and we make a lot of dick jokes.
And salad references.
We gotta let this whole tossed salad thing go.
At least we tortured last week with glistening.
So favorite part of the show tonight.
Jeez, wow. We are such a disaster crew. It's great.
Sounds like it was the glistening.
I really enjoyed the weird interplay we've got going on right now of just like these wonderful idiots stumbling around literally and figuratively in the dark. But also, I don't know, there was just something really evocative. Like, it's a small thing, but it was something really evocative about the fuzzy light. Fuzzy lights in parking lots creep me the fuck out. So I like that little touch because yeah, we've got those around here. They suck and I hate them.
Every town has one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jackie.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at DeathByMage. We're currently working on the Unbreakable anthology, which is a D&D 5e adventure anthology, taking place in a Pan-Asian setting, written and illustrated by Asian creators. And that'll be probably coming out sometime in the end of February, early March.
Okay, and your favorite part of tonight's show?
My favorite part has to be the fact that it's a ghost car.
Yeah, ghost cars don't happen as often as they should. Damn it!
I know.
So I took that opportunity to have a thing. I'm glad you enjoyed that part. And our resident cryptid, Jeremy.
Yeah, still me. You can find me by solving an elaborate series of clues, I guess. And my favorite part is also going to be the chunk of flesh.
It was so good.
Everyone loves
Everything's better with a chunk of flesh.
Everything is better with Jell-O.
Like, it instantly ratchets up both like the tension and the stakes. It's like, no, here's some skin. It's like, that should be on a person. That should be on a fucking person. Ugh.
So I have been Connery. You can find me on Twitter at the Connery as well as at Team Devil's Luck, and we're running. We run tabletop shows on Devil's Luck Gaming on Twitch weekly. Currently coming up, we have on devilsluckgaming.com, we have a Werewolf the Forsaken game that's going to be running for the next 2 months that I'm very excited to run. You can catch that on 8 p.m. Premiering February 22nd. So not this weekend, but the following Saturday. And also we run just random video game nights, sometimes playing around. Sometimes we do podcasty kind of conversation nights. just check out the channel. It's awesome. My favorite part of the night was seeing how this wonderful clusterfuck of people was going to interact, and it feeling like, yeah, you're all experienced hunters in your own ways. It's a child doing a puzzle and just being like, yeah, these two spots fit, and just seeing that evolve, and as you fish through and sift through the pieces, I'm having a lot of fun, and it was fun really ending it with a big spook as things arrive. So that's it for me. That's it for us for tonight. We're 5 minutes over. We're wrapping it up. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm glad. I hope you all had fun. I'm glad from what it seems my players had fun, and that's the most important thing. Thank you for hanging out with us, and I hope you tune in to Onyx Path soon. Check out the Hunter 2nd Edition Kickstarter. There has been links slammed into the chat all throughout the night. If not, just type in Hunter the Vigil Kickstarter into your Google machines, and you'll find it real fucking easy. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll catch you guys next time. And for my usual sign off, until then, stay evil, guys. Catch you later.